is no vacancy now, so this is a hypothetical. Help us to understand a governor's powers to be able to fill a vacancy in the U.S. Senate, if that were to occur, under the U.S. Constitution and state law. Governor Florio?
Well, strangely enough, there's a lot of discretion that is given to the different states, and the governor's responsibility for those states. What you have is the opportunity to set the date with some flexibility, and who you want to appoint, assuming you're in conformity with the basic constitutional requirements for being a senator. But you don't have to pick someone of the same party. It can be a different party, state by state.
With those powers, and as Governor Florio was saying, states can do it differently, but here in New Jersey, with those powers, are there limitations on the who and when and how?
The governor has no restriction on whom they can appoint. This governor could appoint himself, and he does not have to appoint someone of the same party. As Governor Florio said, in some states you have to appoint someone of the same party as the vacancy, as the person who held the vacancy, and it varies all over the map. But actually, the governor has pretty broad discretion on whom they can appoint.
Is that a good thing, do you think?
I don't think so, frankly. I mean, it would obviously be beneficial in this instance to Republicans in Washington, because Christie, were he to appoint himself, or even another Republican, can problematically be a very good vote, a solid vote for the leadership or for the president. But frankly, if people have voted for a member of a party, I know it depends on the person, and a lot of people do vote for the person, not the party, but a lot of people vote for the party, and I think you probably should adhere to the party of the person elected.
There have been several attempts in the state legislature to try to change that, but they have failed. Should it be changed, in your opinion, Governor Florio, and why have those attempts failed?
I think the rationale that Governor Whitman talked about is the one that should prevail. I mean, people are cynical enough now to make something so overtly political by changing the will of the people would not be a desirable motion. And these initiatives that come up every once in a while never really go anyplace.
So you indicated the governor, of course, could appoint himself, Governor Christie, if a vacancy were to occur during his term in office, which ends in January of 2018. It could even be the next governor who's up for this gubernatorial election in November of 2017. The next governor could appoint.
Another alternative, though, that some states involve themselves with in the past is that the governor steps aside with an understanding on the part of the lieutenant governor, who will become the governor, that the appointment will be made, so the governor doesn't have to go through the sort of semi-embarrassing policy of appointing himself, appointing herself. So
could that happen in New Jersey?
We have a lieutenant governor now, so the answer is probably yes.
It probably could happen. You mentioned what this would mean for Senate Republicans in Washington. In the U.S. Senate, where they have just a slim majority. If a Republican were to be appointed in the event of a vacancy, what would that mean for the Senate Republicans?
Well, I mean, the leadership could hopefully count on it, although right now the split between the president and the leadership and the Republicans it's hard to understand exactly what's going on down there, save that the president wants to do deals and he doesn't care who he does them with. On one hand, you could say that's a good thing. On others, it's just baffled the Republicans. And frankly, they do hold the majority, so that does make a difference. And if it's somebody like Christie, I would presume he'd be very loyal to the president, because that could mean an appointment for him after he finishes the 1 year, which is what he would have on the term, unless he determined he wanted to run again, which I don't think he would in this state. I don't think his chances would be that good given his current approval rating. So I think that what would happen is that he would be loyal to the president, which would be a challenge for Mitch McConnell probably on some things, but it would mean that they'd feel a little more secure in trying to get things done.
And your view, Governor Florio?
Well, the question that would be raised, I would think, would also be not who would be loyal to the president, but who the president would be loyal to. And it's not really demonstrated a whole lot of that characteristic.
So it comes down to the politics, would you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Governor Whitman and Governor Florio, thank you very much. A very interesting conversation.
Thank you.